The United Way of Greater Toledo is right in the middle of its United for the Holidays campaign. The goal is to help local families during a time where food insecurity is more prevalent than you may probably realize. This afternoon, we have Wendy and Brittany joining us to talk a little bit more about the need and how you can get involved. So I guess let's get right to that. What is this need first?
Well, first and foremost, we know in our area we have 77,000 folks that go without food every day and feel like they, don't have enough at home. And 40% of the folks in Lucas County alone live either at poverty level or what we call ALICE level, asset limited, income constrained, employed. And that's a real paycheck to paycheck space that can be badly affected by inflation.
And this is what we would term maybe food insecurity, where
Correct.
You don't know if you're going to have enough money to be able to buy your groceries for that next week, right? So what are the numbers for this? I mean, what is this percentage of people in this area? Are you able to speak to that?
Well, currently right now, actually through Feeding America, they have a project called Map the Meal Gap. So what they declare for Lucas County is that basically almost 30% of households are food insecure. And that is just for 2021. Of course, during the pandemic, it definitely increased at that time. But more of the investments and of course, just being more at, I'm having some issues, but just being more focused on just food insecurity and the system work that has to happen, that has definitely decreased as well. So hopefully the numbers will keep decreasing, especially as the knowledge gets out there.
Do we see more people needing help during the colder months, during the holiday months?
Yeah, absolutely. And what's sort of interesting, we use our 211 referral service as a way to sort of study the trends and that sort of thing. Now with inflation, housing going up, utilities jumped up a great deal, as we know. All of this started to impact food security because what folks do is they make sure the rent is covered or the utilities, car payments, things like that. And then what is the more fungible number at the end of the month? Food, especially healthy foods. If you think about it, you start eating cheaper things or whatever just has a lot of calories, but you're not getting those healthier foods. Now, for the purposes of the holidays, with our United for the Holidays effort, one of the things we're doing that we're really excited about, we've learned about this over the years and been doing it pretty frequently, it's building food boxes that last for 2 weeks for families. So we're distributing those, and it doesn't just cover the holiday. It's nice to have a couple of weeks of food security in your home, especially when the schools are closed and kids don't get those school meals. So that's a big part of the drive and the initiative this time of year.
And what's in these boxes?
Well, and you've got your traditional holiday items, and it's kind of interesting because one of the things we learned at 211, there are a lot of places and they do great work preparing a meal for Thanksgiving Day itself. But these boxes are built out so that it has the protein like turkey and other side dishes and things, but then also breakfast items, all sorts of things. And the point is, families like to cook together at that time. That's one of the things we learned from our 211 calls. As wonderful as it is to go someplace and get the meal that day, folks want to be together and fix things in their home.
How many boxes would you say you all hand out during this time?
We're doing 550 specific boxes for the United for the Holidays drive, and that includes the Thanksgiving meal and the 2 weeks worth of food. But because so many great sponsors and volunteers, we've been packing a lot of weekend kits and things like that, because we know that the schools sometimes need help over the weekends. The kids get something there. And so we've got wonderful hundreds of volunteers leaning in and helping us out with this throughout the community. And just seeing to it that our families, whether it's for the holidays or even before or after those weekends, they've got something special.
Brittany, you're able to talk on the numbers and trends a little bit. So what does this trend tell us when you look at the numbers and crunch everything?
Well, basically it is more of a systems approach. So we have to also consider that it's more than just household and putting the responsibility on the residents, but then also the agencies, the organizations, the universities, United Way, just that involvement in making sure that it's not only just equitable, but the food that they are getting is fresh and culturally appropriate. So that's another issue that is coming up a lot when we talk about food system and food security talk.
Okay, we've got to wrap up, but you have an event this Friday. Can you talk real quick about this event?
It's a big deal. It is our food summit. It is the first time to hold it. And the thing is, we want to go to that equity discussion. We have partners all over our community doing great work in the food space, but convening them and talking about innovation. And Dr. Jones here is going to talk a little bit about how we measure that in the long run and know more about how to solve the problems. So we're excited because because we believe this is a start to a long-term solution for our community.
All right, thank you for all the work that you both do and helping make sure people are fed in our community.
Of course.
All right, well, if you want